Hey friends, I'm Dan Foulds, and this is Rubbin' and Grubbin' coming to you live from Coach's Corner in lovely Thunderbolt, Georgia, which we consider to be the center of the universe. Look, rubbin' is racing and grubbin' is tasting, and we're going to talk about all that tonight. If you're here with us right now, thank you so much for checking in. If you're only here for 10 seconds, hey, it was nice to have you here. Enjoy the clicker, enjoy the next video you look at, but like while you're here, hey, we hope we can give you some entertainment and show you a good time. We love NASCAR and we love food. And by the way, if you're familiar with this show, you probably know that normally here with me tonight, or here with me would be Brandon Bain, whose nickname is Big, aka Big. Well, Big's a little under the weather again. We're sorry to hear that. Big, if you're looking at this, brother, I feel you. I hope tomorrow morning goes well for you in your surgery, and I hope you hurry up and get better really, really quick. Tonight, helping me out, I have the lovely Karen Davidson, who, if you've been watching this show, you know that a lot of times when we have the grub brought up here, this lovely specimen of humankind brings it up. And she's actually a veteran of going to a NASCAR race, and we're going to talk about her racing experience. And we're just going to have a good time tonight. We're just going to lay back and have a good time. Look, if you're seeing this, or if you're hearing this on ESPN radio, that's spectacular. Big and I do an ESPN radio show during the NASCAR season, and we have so much fun doing that with PJ Zuko, and we're looking forward to that getting going again. ESPN has a Facebook Live page. You may be seeing us on that. If so, we're glad you're here. And we hope that we give you something to make it worth your time. We are on Facebook, we're on the YouTube, and we're on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram is the @Rubbin_Grubbin. Tonight we're starting a new segment, and I'm going to confess I'm thrown a little bit for a curve here. It's the Rubbin' and Grubbin' word of the day, and I don't know what the word is. So if you are, don't tell me, if you are 21 years of age or over, play along and take a shot or a sip of your favorite adult beverage when you hear one of us say it. Tonight's word of the day is, it's going to be up there above my head. I have no idea what it is. But when you hear it,
it's up there now?
It'll be up there thanks to the magic of computers. If you looked outside today, I just want to tell you, I don't know where you live or where you are, but in Savannah, Georgia, the weather freaking sucked today. The weather sucked. And that leads us to the swear bucket. Every time we drop a swear word, we try not to drop F-bombs because there might be children watching this, but every time we drop a swear word, we put $1 in the bucket, and we use that bucket to raise money for charitable causes.
But while you're here, you need to come and order my favorite, which is a macaroni and cheese pizza. Da-da.
Well, I guess that's what we should have grubbed on tonight.
It's so good. It's so good. It's my favorite. White sauce, no red sauce.
All right.
A little bit of feta on top of it.
Somebody, LB, we need a macaroni and cheese pizza. This show is called Rubbin' and Grubbin', and it's about NASCAR. So let's talk a little bit about NASCAR. Well, you know, we're jonesing for the race because Daytona is a few days off yet, but there is stuff going on in the NASCAR world. Right now we are 50 days away from the green flag dropping at the Daytona 500, where by the grace of God we're going to be. It would be, dear Mr. NASCAR, you may not believe this, but this is actually a NASCAR show, and we'd like to consider ourselves part of the NASCAR media, frenzy. We would actually like pit passes if we could get that, Mr. NASCAR. We'd like to come down there and get pit passes, and we'd like to go around with our cameras and our producer and tell everybody in the world how great NASCAR is and how great the teams are. And Mr. NASCAR, we'd like to make you more successful, so we need pit passes, please.
Maybe we can bring some pralines.
And Mr. NASCAR, if you give us pit passes, make sure you send one for her, right? Superstar team of Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin with driver Bubba Wallace, and that's 23XI, 2311 in Roman numerals, racing, announced its sponsor for the 21 season. DoorDash, McDonald's, and Columbia Sportswear, Dr. Pepper, and Root Insurance have signed on as founding partners. And that's kind of cool. In the military, we would call those people plank holders. If you're the first in a unit in the military, you're a plank holder. These are plank holders on that team, and that's pretty cool. It's nice to see people coming right up, stepping right up, and saying, "We want to be part of this new team, this groundbreaking experience where Michael Jordan is going to own a team in conjunction, with his partner Denny Hamlin." And they're going to own a team, and that's going to break NASCAR wide open, in my opinion.
Are you talking about Michael Jordan, the basketball guy?
Michael Jordan, the basketball player.
Sorry,
like
I didn't know that.
Well,
That's awesome.
That's why we're here tonight. He is actually going to be owning a team, and it's going to be spectacular. Listen, these companies.
Invite him here. Invite Michael Jordan here.
MJ. If you come here, I have a T-shirt for you. I know you're into T-shirts. I've got a T-shirt for you. It looks just like this. Says Coach's Corner. We'd love to have you here in Savannah. Savannah, listen, you come here, I'll get you a tour downtown, and I'll take you on a boat tour myself.
Let us show you Savannah.
These companies are not tiptoeing around 2-3 goals for breaking barriers and promoting social justice. Instead, they're embracing it. And listen, this is good news. This is good news for NASCAR. This is good news for America. This is good news for the world. The more that we figure out how to get along with each other, the better things are. I'm just going to say. It's just better if you just get along with people. For the first time in his career, Chase Elliott raced in a midget car.
It's like MG's.
Does it have a wing? Does it have the big wing up on top? It has a wing. Okay. So Chase Elliott raced in a midget car last weekend and delivered not only some prep time for his Chili Bowl Nationals debut next month, but it also generated rave reviews from 2 Cup Series peers with deep dirt track pedigrees. Elliott finished 3rd and 4th in Saturday's Twin A mains at the 1.6-mile Millbridge Speedway. That's an oval near Salisbury, North Carolina. He was not far behind feature winner Chase Briscoe and Kyle Larson. They could not believe how easily he made that transition from asphalt to dirt. Look, if you're good, you're good. Look, I mean, you put a good guy in any machine. He could probably fly a Chinook. He could probably fly a Chinook.
What's the Chinook?
It's a helicopter. I bet you if I put that kid in a Chinook helicopter, he could probably fly a Chinook. If you're talented, if you can operate equipment, it doesn't matter what the equipment is, He never raced, but guess what? It has a gas pedal and a brake and a steering wheel, and yeah, he's talented. So look, the next gen car for the NASCAR Cup Series, slated for the 2022 season, it hit the track for the first time on a super speedway on Tuesday at Daytona. Roush Fenway Racing's Chris Buescher piloted that car around the 2.5-mile Florida track for the 2-day test that ended today. Man, would you like to be riding in that car?
Yes.
It's brand new. It's super sleek.
It's fast.
It's fast. It's sexy. It sounds
You have to wear
amazing.
a helmet.
You got to wear a helmet.
And a cute little uniform.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color uniform?
Blue.
Blue? Mm-hmm. Okay. Rick Ware Racing tweeted that they will run car numbers 15, 15, 51, 15, 51, 52, and 53 in 2021. Driver details have not been announced, but look, anytime we get a new team in NASCAR, anytime people are jumping into it, saying, I want to be part of this is good news if you're a fan, and I am a relatively new NASCAR fan. This is my second season paying attention. But speaking of fans, you went to a NASCAR race.
I went to bunches of them.
Well, what was your favorite?
Atlanta.
I've worked Atlanta. Big Atlanta. She likes Atlanta. Your favorite track.
But Daytona by heart is the favorite. But Daytona, going to Atlanta, that track, and it was just fun.
Atlanta's high energy.
Between the vendors and the sounds, and you could see everybody.
The cool thing about going to a race is you think you have an idea what a NASCAR race is like, watching it on TV, and when they say turn it up, you can crank up the stereo or whatever. That's an old term, stereo. You can crank up your sound system, but it's not the same. Until you actually have your physical body at a NASCAR track, when the sound is like a physical force that thumps into your chest. I mean, it's cool. It's cool watching on TV. I enjoy watching on TV, but it's not like going there.
No, it's the people that are there.
And there's the social thing. There's a component.
Well, and they're all. It doesn't matter who they're. It's just like here when you come here to watch sports. It doesn't matter who you're rooting for. Everybody gets along.
Yes.
And that's how it is at the racetrack.
I
you're
like
sitting
that.
on one side and everybody's just I might be, a fan of, and I'm not saying because I don't want to start no trouble, and you might be something else, but we're going to get along.
Harley and Bike Week. Did you go to Bike Week at Daytona? Were you riding on a Harley?
Yes.
What was that like?
It was awesome. It was awesome.
You were riding, you were driving?
I had my own. I had my own. It was black. It was actually purple. It had a pink stripe, and it lit up pink at night.
So, I don't know if you can actually tell how spectacular this woman is right here.
It was a Sportster.
I'm friends with her man friend, and I'm friends with her, and we all go boating together. And I just want you to know, this woman looks spectacular in a bikini. She wears nice bathing suits. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Thank you.
All right. Woo, there's that beer tan coming up. All right. Wood Brothers Racing has been named the 2020 recipient of the FIA, that's Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile. That's Wood Brothers Racing, a historic team from way back in the day. Founding Members Club Heritage Cup, that's what it is. The Founding Members Club Heritage Cup, and the Wood Brothers Racing team is getting that. This international award is given out by the governing body that runs Formula One and other motorsports. And it's presented to an individual, an institution, an entity, or object in recognition of outstanding achievement or contribution to the historic vehicle world. Holy crow, that's awesome. By the way, Savannah, Georgia is part of the historic racing world. We've had races here since cars were driving. In addition to their 70-plus years in NASCAR, the Wood Brothers helped Jim Clark win the 1965 Indianapolis 500 and helped the Ford factory team at Le Mans in 1966. Back to Le Mans in 1966 when the GT40 Mark II teams swept the top 3 finishing positions in the iconic 24-hour event made famous in the movie Ford versus Ferrari.
Have you ever been at a 24-hour racing event?
No.
I have. It is unbelievable the way that, they have to have that car going 24 hours.
Yes.
And they have got different people that have to be in it at different times.
Different drivers, they take shifts, yes.
But when we went there, the person that was in the car, it was snowing, but the track was clear. And when they started to go around, it went off the track, and when it went over, it didn't have. Quentin he went to one of those. It had the top, so it was filled with snow, and it was just hilarious trying to dig that guy out of there.
So, I think everybody knows about 24-hour races over in Europe, and now there's a 24-hour race at Daytona every year. And I think that when they started these 24-hour races, I believe the objective was to demonstrate the reliability of a car, right? That if we can make a car that you can race for 24 hours, it's probably a pretty good car, and you might want to go buy one on Monday at the dealership.
Or you just might have a good mechanic.
Well, you got to, yes, absolutely. Hey, look, in the off-season, we're running down the car numbers and the drivers who made those numbers famous. You say, what's in a number? Well, numbers become attached to people and personalities. I can still remember, I was War Dog 5'7" when I was in the Army. Everybody's got numbers that they love.
Well, everybody knows Michael Jordan's number.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, Michael.
23 and 11. How about that?
That's right.
This week we have a few more, starting with the 11 car, the 12 car, and then we're going to talk the 13 and the 14. So how about the 11? Well, so look, we're here in Savannah, Georgia, and just across the bridge and right up the road, there's a little town called Timmonsville, South Carolina. And Timmonsville, South Carolina is where a gentleman named Cale Yarborough hails from. And man, what a racing career he's had. If you watched our shows, we told a story earlier this year about Cale and his wife coming to race on the track in Savannah, broke, didn't even have enough money to pay the toll to get across the Savannah River Bridge. Cale borrowed the change from the toll bridge worker to get to the race, came down here, the car blew up, didn't have any money, his wife was hungry, and another driver actually loaned him $20. Cale was able to buy his wife food, and he was able to pay the toll guy on the bridge over the Savannah River back. And then, Cale Yarborough went on to be, spectacular. So Number 11, Cale Yarborough. Also, Ned Jarrett, gentleman Ned Jarrett from Sumter, South Carolina. I want to say it's Sumter because I've flown medevac there. I think that's where he was. Yeah, there's a YouTube video about Ned Jarrett. I think it's like a day in the life of him, and it's from a long time ago, the 60s. And it shows Mr. Jarrett walking up and down the sidewalks, and I think it's in Sumter is where he's from. And by the way, Dale, his son, is sitting at the kitchen table in this old school video, and Dale says the prayer, and Dale's like 5 years old, and Dale's kind of getting some time on it now. Darrell Waltrip drove the 11. Of course, Denny Hamlin has been dominant in it. Junior Johnson, a guy that used to be a big deal in NASCAR, and before that he was a big deal running moonshine. Bill Elliott, awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Buddy Baker, that's Buck Baker's son. I mean, there's just a whole bunch. Oh, wait a minute. There's one more. Mario Andretti drove the number 11 car. And I saw this on a video not long ago. And I'm looking at this old car. It's a Ford, and it's got the number 11. And the sponsor, it says Bunnell Motors. And I'm watching this video. I'm going, holy shit! Bunnell Motors. Like, I grew up in DeLand, Florida, and if you go up Highway 11, you get to Bunnell. Highway 11 goes through Bunnell, and I'm thinking, well, that must be where the number 11 came from Bunnell Motors being the first sponsor. I don't know if you know if that's true or not. Drop us a comment. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Highway 11 goes right through Bunnell.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Other cars, the 12 car. Well, Ryan Newman used to drive that. Today, Ryan Newman drives that car, the 6. Bobby Allison, Jeremy Mayfield, Ryan Blaney is in the 12 now. How about the 13? A guy named Casey Merritt. By the way, 13 is supposed to be an unlucky number.
Yes, it is.
Do you know that most motels do not, or hotels do not have 13th floors?
Yes, I did know that.
The elevators it goes 10, 11, 14, right? Because people think 13 is unlucky. Casey Mears, Ty Dillon's driving it now. Max Pepis. And Max, I hope I'm pronouncing that name. He was driving it, and I saw a thing about 1956 era, about the year I was born. A guy named, Peckham. Peckham.
Drink some more.
Drink some more. And others. How about the 14th? Well, listen, my wife's favorite guy in NASCAR right now is this dude, Clint Boyer. During the pandemic shutdown, when Clint Boyer was the voice during the iRacing episodes, I mean, he was sitting in his seat in his garage or in his living room, wherever. He proved himself to be Mr. Personality. And by the way, Clint Boyer is not afraid to do this. Mr. Boyer is going to now be on TV. He is spectacular. He's fun. He's funny. And he is the most recent 14 driver. He's our beer drinking brother from another mother. Clint, come to Savannah. I'll get you a t-shirt and a beer. Tony Stewart drove that car. And so those two names right now, if you say 14, it's Boyer Stewart. And by the way, anybody know why Tony Stewart likes the 14 so much? Because when he was a kid, his childhood hero, a gentleman by the name of A.J. Foyt drove that car. And back in the day, a NASCAR original named Fonty Flock drove that car. And also Bobby Allison. Fonty Flock drove that car. So we'll get into some more numbers next week. We're also going through some nicknames right now. And I'm going to get my lovely sidekick here to help me with some of these nicknames.
Okay.
Edwin Matthews was Banjo Matthews. Mike McLaughlin.
Magic Shoes.
Jamie McMurray.
McFlurry.
And Jimmy Means.
Smut.
We can't go there. Frank Mundy.
Rebel.
Joe Nemechek.
Front Row Joe.
Now that sounds good. Front Row Joe. Ryan Newman.
Rocket Man.
And
There's
last
a song
one,
like that.
last one we'll do today.
Cotton.
Everett Owens was Cotton Owens.
Cotton.
All right. Look, did we miss your favorite driver's team name? Big.
What's Big's?
Big. I can feel you right now. You're thinking right now.
What's his favorite?
Big wants to get nicknames. Well, Big's favorite driver is Chase Elliott.
Okay.
The number 9. Big wants to get nicknames for the young kids.
Oh, for
that,
you?
No, he wants the world to give nicknames to young kids.
Okay.
And that's Brandon thinks, and Brandon, I agree with you. Brandon thinks that would actually endear the drivers, you know. I mean, everybody's got, not everybody, but a lot of people do have nicknames. It makes them more like people if you have a nickname.
So we should start that. We should name them ourselves.
Chase Elliott, so Bill Elliott, he's Bill Elliott Jr.
William.
Elliott Jr., and they just call him Chase. Well, look here, we just learned something. How about that? All right, we'll get into some more of these next week. We've got a few weeks to go before we get back to racing. We don't want to have all our fun in one night.
Nope.
If you have a favorite driver's nickname, drop us a comment. Mailbag question. NASCAR has been, and there's a name for you. NASCAR has been wants to know, is NASCAR a dying sport? What do you think? Is NASCAR a dying sport?
I hope not.
Absolutely. NASCAR has been. I'm going to tell you, absolutely not. Listen,
I mean, they were the only one here.
because I live in Savannah, Georgia, where we have 9-foot tides. The tide comes in and the tide goes out. And, you know, it ebbs and flows, and there may be a few less fans for a few years, and then things will change and there'll be more fans. That is just part of life. Things go up and down. There's a natural rhythm. NASCAR is not going away. It provided me personally tons, hours upon hours of enjoyment this year during the shutdown when there was nothing to look at on TV. It was spectacular. Did you like the NASCAR races this year?
I loved them.
Yes.
Yes, it was great to watch. I mean, there was nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
But I liked it before that.
I'm going to recommend that when we get back to NASCAR racing, if you're within the sound of my voice, not electronically, come to Coach's Corner and watch a race with us, because we usually put the race up on a big screen TV here. Do we pay absolute attention to the entire race? No. We eat, we drink, we socialize, we have a good time. You know, we talk to our friends. But by God, we're there at the end. Listen, fans, friends, thank you so much for being here. If you're still here, I commend you. Man, you're a tough hanger in there. You're part of the show. Please hit like and share and subscribe and submit. How does somebody on their phone subscribe to our YouTube channel?
You go to YouTube and you just hit subscribe and follow the directions.
So like on my phone, there's 3 little dots. You got to go to 3 little dots.
Yep.
And
Well, every phone's different, but you just go to YouTube.
Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel. And here comes the grubbin.
Grubbin.
Look at that. We reacted. We improvised. We adapted. Is that hot?
Oh. Save some for the next show?
Oh my goodness.
All right. So this is actually Karen.
My favorite
This
pizza.
is Karen Kaiser Davidson. Come on.
No, right here. Stop. Turn around. Wave.
Wave.
Wave, Elizabeth.
That's Elizabeth.
Oh,
She's
and-
masked up because we're observing
She
mask
is.
protocols. So tell me, this is your favorite pizza, and this is, what is that? That's macaroni and cheese.
and hamburger.
If you have, listen, as soon as we turn the camera off, I'm going to have it all over my face.
I'm eating it right now.
If you have a child who is a picky, finicky eater, I submit to you, there is nothing green or yellow on this. Your kid will like this. This is all good all day long, and it is fat-free. It is gluten-free. It has no cholesterol. No, that's a bunch of crap. But boy, does it taste good. You will like it. Listen, thanks, guys. And by the way, be sure and stay tuned for the Carl DeMasi Sports Report with Coach Carl DeMasi and the AD Chad Griffin, because he's here right now. The coach and the AD do a great job, and we are asking all of our fans to please go to their YouTube channel, Coach Carl DeMasi and the AD Athletic Director Chad Griffin. Subscribe to their great show, and it's on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Be sure to tune in to the Hot Grits podcast. That's the third element of our sports network. It's on iTunes and Spotify. and laugh along with Travis and Spencer because these are young, good-looking, cool cats. Unlike me, those dudes are actually pretty cool and pretty smart. They break down the week in sports. Listen, friends, be sure to tune in next Wednesday when Big will be back. Although it's been absolutely spectacular to have you here. Thank you so much. Big, are you jealous?
You don't need me.
Take us home.
Take us home.
Take us home.
Karen, take us home.
Take us home.
You take us home.
I'll drive you home.
She actually does drive me home. Look.
Still got that Harley?
No.
I look at Big about this time of the show because I'm jonesing for a beer, you know, and I'll say, Big, take it, because I do most of the talking, and so I want to let Big talk at the end. So this is what Big would say. He's like, look, like, share, and subscribe. I'm a lot fatter than him. You know, we're glad you're here. Thank you so much. Be safe. Be careful.
I'm doing that. That's Big's job.
Don't mess the pizza up.
And wash your hands. Love you, Big. Listen, you're going to get through surgery tomorrow. It's going to be okay. I love you, dude. I will see you soon.
Peace out. That's some pizza. Have you tasted this pizza?
Here I go. Enough of being polite.
I wasn't polite. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, yes. How can, yeah.
Macaroni and cheese pizza. I didn't know. I didn't know there was such a thing. Lawrence, is that camera off?
I think it's a little feta on it. But
Man. Man.
it is really good.